that is very telling, that when, voters decide that they want someone to blow things up and they want someone to blow up infrastructures, this is the result.
Yeah, okay.
You cannot blow up infrastructure.
So, okay, how is this any different? You see how this woman is vile? Okay.
In the wake of a national tragedy like Wednesday's fatal plane and helicopter collision in D.C., most elected officials put politics aside, wait for answers, and let people grieve. And then there's Trump. Watch.
I put safety first. Obama, Biden, and the Democrats put policy first. And they put politics at a level that nobody's ever seen, because this was the lowest level. The FAA's diversity push includes focus on hiring people with severe intellectual and psychiatric disabilities. That is amazing. The initiative is part of the FAA's diversity and inclusion hiring plan, which says diversity is integral to achieving FAA's mission of ensuring safe and efficient travel.
So as much as I love Trump, I do when he talks like sometimes. I mean, this isn't what I signed up for. Anyway, Trump did have he did have a policy about like hiring disabled people too. Okay, so DEI has been around for a while. He may not have known he had that policy. I don't know, but it's been around for a while, and everything is going back to arguing over woke and DEI. It's so annoying that this is still a topic, because I think after his executive order, it's just like, leave it alone. Let's move on to something else, because we have bigger fish to fry and other things to pay attention to. That's just how I feel. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into this one. Of course, the girls are going to take it too far. They're just going to take it too far. What's new? And please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and notification bell. Thanks. And thank you to every eye that lands on these videos. Sorry.
I don't think so. I think it's just the opposite.
I'm trying to figure out how you can come to the conclusion right now that diversity had something to do with this crash.
Because I have common sense.
Shout out to him, though. Honestly, if you're really hiring people with mental dysfunctions, and it's like that. Look, all jokes aside, it is dangerous. It's absolutely dangerous. I said that a while ago. It's dangerous.
Beg to differ. Now, victims were still being taken out of the Potomac while he was saying this. This is an opinion show, so what's your opinion, ladies?
Well, beyond the egregious and illogical jump to DEI was the continual and predictable lack of impulse control by someone with the largest mic and the largest audience of anyone in the world. And while the bodies were being recovered, when he said these remarks, the bodies were not even all recovered. So
I'm not one of those wait and see kind of people, just so you know. Everybody's always like, now is not the right time. And then we never get answers. By the way, just because he said that doesn't mean that was the answer. I want to know what happened. I want to know what's going on. Did somebody hack into the control panel? Is it too early for me to ask that question? Am I being crazy? We don't ever get answers. Who tried to assassinate Trump? Okay.
Step one in a tragedy is to mourn, to wait for these families. There are people that still don't even...
What happened to thoughts and prayers? That's usually the first... That's only when children are shot.
There are people, though, that are being notified that their loved one's not coming home.
If she don't shut... Man, I could not handle being on this panel. I just really couldn't.
This is not...
Sorry.
The time. Let's let all that dust settle. It's like the wildfires when they started while they're burning, people are trying to blame game it. I think Trump also posted soon after this tragedy occurred and said that this seems like it should have been avoidable. The worst thing you can say to someone who just lost a loved one is without any evidence that it could have been avoided. And let us remember that even the most highly trained and skilled workers in this world, from surgeons to, I guess you could say even recreationally, race car drivers, everyone makes mistakes. We don't know why this accident happened. And the loose way he speaks about it without any knowledge is heartbreaking.
Disgraceful. Well,
it was not disgraceful. He's just having a conversation, trying to figure out what's going on, and then we'll never get the answer. I think for me, it's more disgraceful the fact that we never get answers to anything. For me, it's more disgraceful the fact that we still don't know where COVID came from officially, right? Like, come on, bro. We never get answers to anything. Anything. You know 9/11? What's the official story? You think about it. You probably don't know. Or you probably heard something you think is the official story, but you don't really know. We never know. I mean, I know, but whatever.
Part of being president requires being the consoler in chief. And at times of national mourning and national grief, America looks to the president to hold us and to give us some hope and some optimism and embrace us. And as there are 67 families, 67 victims with loved ones and friends and wives and husbands and parents grieving and still being taken out of the river, this man goes out there and says this. I mean, when you talk about DEI and Trump, it means despicable, enraging idiocy. That's what his DEI means. You know, and he's talking about DEI. And this is the guy who just, replaced Lloyd Austin, who had a 41-year career, 4-star general, with Pete Hegseth.
Yeah.
Who even 3 Republicans voted.
Well, our foreign policy never changes. It doesn't matter who the president is. I'll give Trump this much. He did try to give a little pushback, for sure, in his first term. And shout out to him for trying to do that, but, that he couldn't. He couldn't go too far with it. Just like Obama said, he did not know how tough the Israel lobby was until he became president, right? And so that's what it is. And so it's the same foreign policy. Both parties want to go after China. Even if it looks like one of them is sucking up to China, they still want to go after China. Biden administration was giving Taiwan money to get ready to go after China, and the Republicans want to go after China too. It doesn't change. It doesn't change. So it doesn't matter. They could put me in there. So now if they did put me in there, I'd probably get dropped because I would be removing everybody. Like, bring me in, Colonel Douglas McGregor. I need John Mearsheimer in here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just bring me in. It would be, it would be a radical change up in that Pentagon. But, it's not me they're bringing in there.
Voted against. So you want to talk about merit versus just being weighed on loyalty? But I want to read what Pete
Hegseth wasn't loyal to Donald Trump. He actually talked trash on Donald Trump. What is she saying? Get your facts straight.
Yeah.
Who was one of the people that Trump attacked, just said, as families grieve, Trump should be leading, not lying. One of his first acts was to fire and suspend some of the key personnel who helped keep our skies safe.
Yeah. Yep.
Time for the president to show actual leadership and explain what he will do to prevent this from happening again.
Yeah, I'm not going to dignify his remarks about DEI. I'm not going to do that. But to Anna's point, just last week, Trump fired the heads of the Transportation Security Administration and Coast Guard, and he also eliminated all the members of a key aviation security advisory group. The Aviation Security Committee will technically continue to exist, but it won't have any members to carry out the work of examining safety issues at airlines and airports. I think that is very telling, that when, voters decide that they want someone to blow things up and they want someone to blow up infrastructures, this is the result.
Yeah, okay.
You cannot blow up infrastructure.
So, okay, how is this any different? You see how this woman is vile, okay? So it's a time of tragedy, and Trump is blaming DEI, and he's horrible, but you're going to blame the voters. How is that any different? Now, I'll tell you how it's different. It's disgusting. You're blaming regular Americans for voting for Trump. And you're blaming this on them. But Trump is bad when he says DEI. It's just hypocrisy all around. See, I couldn't be on his set because I'd be like, now, wait a minute, Sunny, now hold on now. Is it too early to start blaming the voters? Do you think maybe it's too early? The bodies aren't out the water yet, right? You're blaming the voters.
Structures and take people that have real experience in these types of issues and think that good things will happen because of it. So, And I will also say that his transportation secretary, Sean Duffy, said that everything was standard in the lead up to the crash. That is from his own Secretary of Transportation, who replaced Pete Buttigieg.
Goodbye. You should know corruption all too well, okay? You and your husband have got a bunch of money from Medicare and everything else, okay? So stop it, right? Like all of these righteous people, like I mean, I know it's like they get the talking points. It's like you got to go in and you got to hate Trump and everything. And I'm definitely not saying Trump is perfect. I'm not saying how I feel about the people around him and all of that. But it's like, girl, stop acting like you're any better. You literally just sat here and blame the voters. Disgusting. What is new with these women? I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.